And, of course, so we have one more very, very inspirational story coming up. And I'd like to bring this on from Annie here. Annie, who's by profession a voice and an accent trainer. And we have with us Annie here in our community. And I'd like to invite her. Let's put her into the spotlight and let's hear on how she would like to put in this beautiful dose of love, compassion, power, and courage, to all beautiful women, everybody out here in the room. So Annie, the stage is all yours. Very good evening. Thank you so much. And you can get started right here.
A very good evening to all of you and to you, Gopika. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity through this platform to inspire everybody with our stories of determination and perseverance in the face of adversities. So, guys, I would like to share with you my story today. It's a story, I would say, of resilience and courage and determination in the face of all odds and challenges that life throws at you. It's essentially a story of how I have overcome anything that life chose to throw at me physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and emerge victorious and a winner. So, getting into the story, guys, I come from a family. We are quite a close-knit family. It was my mother and father, and I have two elder sisters and one younger brother. So we are a close-knit family and have a lot of love for each other. But like with most families, we do have our fair share of struggles, as in conflicts, arguments, disagreements, fights. And on a day-to-day basis, we still learned to live with it and forgive and forget about it and move on with love and compassion in our hearts. But yes, sometimes things do tend to get a bit difficult. And as life was going on top of it, my mother, she contracted rheumatoid and osteoarthritis. And a couple of months later, after she was contracted or diagnosed with it, she was bedridden. At which time I decided that I would take care of her, and I took up the duty of looking after my mother, because as a person, even when I was in college, my principal had told me that she seems to be a person who would be good as a nurse, because looking after people kind of gave me a lot of happiness. When people are sick, to look after them makes me feel happy. I don't know, that's how I am. So I decided to look after my mother, and life was just going on. I started looking after her and fulfilling the other household duties. Life was going on, but somehow, somewhere, I used to always think that there was more to this life than what I was currently doing. I knew that I was capable of achieving much more, and there was much more greatness waiting for me. Although there were a lot of challenges that I faced whilst looking after mother, because arthritis is a condition there is practically no solution or no medicine for it. But yes, by the grace of God, my mother was a strong woman. I would say she was a woman of substance, that they say. She faced a lot of trials and tribulations, but she had a very strong faith in God and Jesus. And through her faith, my faith was very strong. So as life was going on, I was keeping myself strong. But later on, life threw a bouncer at me, and my mother passed away nearly 12 years after she was bedridden. As she was bedridden and she was suffering and struggling, God took away my mother from us. She went to her heavenly abode. And I was grief-stricken, and I was processing my grief when, within a few months after she passed away, I got to know I was diagnosed with a condition called GERD, which is acid reflux. It's a common term for it, is called acid reflux. And yes, it was a bit of a condition that put me out of, my particular, whatever I was going through. It kind of made me feel very frustrated, But yes, I decided to take it head on, and I implemented the lifestyle changes that needed to be done to overcome it. And I took up a job as a customer service associate. And fortunately, by the grace of God, later on, with my hard work and efforts, and with the blessings of all my family and friends, I managed to get promoted to become a voice and accent and a soft skills trainer. So life was going good, and I was very happy when life chose to throw another bouncer at me. It was a kind of a double whammy that nearly threw me down and made me hit rock bottom. I was taking medicines for a particular gum infection, and because of the side effect of the medicine, I managed to get fissures. Now, this was a very painful condition, and I was not able to overcome it. It literally made me hit rock bottom, and I literally managed to get into a state of fear, intense fear and anxiety and depression. And I was, family and friends tried to make me feel better, but there was nothing that made me feel better. At this time and point in life, I realized that life is trying to teach me something. God is trying to teach me something. The universe is trying to teach me something. And I decided to take it into my hands and take control of my future. I did not want to let this challenge or obstacle overtake me and put me down. I decided to take control of my future and overcome it, because I always remembered my mother's advice. She was a woman of substance, and she used to always say, with faith in God and with courage and determination and perseverance, you can overcome anything. And she always used to say that she had her faith in us. She had implicit faith in us. So I said, I'm not going to take this lying down. I approached whatever mentors or counselors that I could, amongst one of which was Gopika, because I knew that I had to share my story, and I knew that it would inspire whosoever could be inspired. There are people out there who are suffering. And Gopika was a person through whose mentorship I wished to achieve something and be of help in society. So I approached Gopika, I approached a few other people under whose mentorship I managed to heal myself, and I'm still in the healing journey, guys. I managed to heal myself mentally, emotionally, spiritually as well, get closer to God, because I knew my faith had dwindled after my mom passed away. I believed my faith was strong, but it was not so. But this condition, I realized Jesus, God, the universe, the divine powers brought me this challenge in order to make my faith more strong. And my faith has become a bit strong. I'm not saying that I'm a very religious person, but yes, my faith has become strong. I walk with God, and I strive to walk with God every day and surrender everything to Him. And under Him, I know that whatever challenges and obstacles life will throw at me, whatever lemons life would throw at me, I know I will make a lemonade, not a lemonade. In fact, I would make a mocktail or a cocktail or a mojito, I would say. So, guys, I just want to end this particular story of mine with one note to you. I want to tell all of you that, guys, never ever give up on your dreams. Never ever give up on chasing your goals, your desires, your aspirations, because you are worth it. You are worth it. And whatever challenges life may throw at you, okay, it's okay to take time out. You feel like crying, cry. But don't ever remain at rock bottom. Cry, process your grief, process your emotions, release it, release the toxicity, move on, and do whatever it takes to move on with life, to chase your goals, achieve your dreams, be of help, or be an icon of inspiration in society, that even one soul is inspired by you. That's one soul saved, guys. One soul is saved.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Annie. I think it's the, one of those rare times that I get to hear from you. Most of the times you're participating as an attendee. Can we have a big round of applause for Annie here, please?
Thank
Annie
you,
has
guys.
been a part of our community. I'm very happy to hear that you're sharing the same space. And, rather than competitiveness, it's always about collaborations and learning together. And with that spirit and, you being able to inspire so many people here today, in spite of, having your name in later in the list, but I can tell you, each word that you've spoken has reached out to the life who deserves to hear it. And with that, I want to make sure that each one of you is able to, really get those takeaways from Annie. Can we have a big round of applause, APP, in the chat box? So
Thank
that
you,
was,
guys. Have a lovely day, everybody.
thank you. And that was Annie for all of you right here.